Happy belated Memorial Day to everybody. Welcome to Ketke Trucking's headquarters. It is your 9th annual ALL Mustang Award. It is not the way that we typically like to do this. It's usually a banquet and we're breaking meal together tonight, but it won't be that way this year. I'm much disappointed that I won't get to see you, shake your hands, and congratulate you. I did get to spend a bunch of time with the honorees, and I was grateful for all those interviews. I am going to miss out on the parents, how their gleam and pride came through on each one of their honorees, and that was always one of my favorite parts of each of the last 8 years. So with that said, I want you each to enjoy. So let's make sure we have a little bit of fun, should we? Hey Colin, get from behind that camera, get in here. Let's do a selfie together. And then let's challenge everybody to have a selfie. Let's see here. Let's see if I'm smart. That's that button. All right. I got you around for a reason. Let's do this. Hey!
With the finger in the photo and everything.
Did I have a finger in there? Yeah. Oh, we gotta try that again. Okay. We can't do that. But let's see if I can screw this up twice. Hey! All right, everybody. So you gotta send me either a copy of your selfie or post it on our Facebook page so Colin can have some fun with all that. So have fun. We're going to do this. It's going to be a little bit different. No banquet. Let's talk about what the ALL Mustang is. Should I do that, Colin?
You should do that, Colin.
I should do that. All right. So the ALL Mustang is an award started 9 years ago. It was on the idea that we stole from a neighboring district. One of our employees brought in the idea. They did the Athlete of the Week. We wanted to drop athlete. We've made it all extracurriculars, and we're looking for the best of the best. So ALL stood for something in the beginning. I believe it was athletic leadership and learning, maybe. But we've kind of went away from that and we've encompassed it as the best of the best. That came out in the interview series, which if you haven't seen, you're welcome to look up either our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and full-length interviews there. When we talk about the best of the best, what makes this one different is you got to be good at schoolwork and something else. And the extracurriculars came out this year. We had cross country runners, we had track, we had basketball, softball, golf, trap shooting, student council, National Honor Society, fantastic extracurricular events. And I can't forget robotics, Colin. You know, Colin laughs at me all the time about my fascination that I know nothing about robotics, but one day a year I get to learn about it. So one day I'm going to go to a robotics contest. I know I am. If I was starting a brand new business today, I think the first thing I'd do is I'd try to hire as many of these 12 kids as I could. They're incredibly talented, they're incredibly dedicated, they're incredibly driven, all things of which you want to build your business around. So very, very talented group of 12. With that said, a guy that knows a thing or two about business, enjoying the ride, and best of the best is a personal friend of mine. He's become that way. I just saw him last February in Orlando. Steve Gillian's a Hall of Fame speaker. We're incredibly lucky to have him as your keynote speaker in these odd times. So Steve, you ready to go over there? Steve. All right, we're going to send it to Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve Gilliland. It's an honor to be here this evening as your speaker, speaking at the ALL Mustang Award Best of the Best celebration. I am pleased to be here this evening to speak to this year's honorees. Grant, Logan, Melissa, Sarah, Sean, Kale, April, Victoria, Isabella, Madeline, Mitchell, and Nico. 21 years ago, I began speaking professionally. And the Best of the Best award in our industry is the Speaker Hall of Fame. So as I speak to you this evening, I am reminded of the evening that I was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I became one of the best of the best. I had been speaking all over the world. Over 2 million people had heard me speak live on the subject of enjoy the ride. High school graduations, college commencements. I was talking about how it's not how we start this life and it's not how we finish this life, the true joy of life. It's in the trip. Well, Every trip sometimes has a few detours. And tonight, while we celebrate, we didn't get together and eat. I didn't get a chance to sit and meet people and talk. I didn't get a chance to shake each of your hands. I stand here speaking to you, knowing that tomorrow I have an inquiry to speak on the subject of detour. You see, since March the 13th, dozens of inquiries, they still keep coming in, but they'll say, well, you know, Steve, you spoke on Enjoy the Ride so much, and now we need you to talk to us about what happens when you face those detours. Tonight, we're not doing this. Tonight, we're celebrating the best of the best. And tonight, while we're facing a huge detour, it's a part of the trip. Life picks on everyone. Don't take it personal. And by the way, think of some of the things that haven't changed. I always tell the story of being down in Texas, and one of my favorite fast food restaurants is Taco Bell. And I remember one night that I went in, it was late at night, there was nobody in there, and the kid was behind the cash register, and he quite frankly, was a little lethargic. And I walked up, and the first thing he said to me was, by the way, great customer service here, he says, "What's up?" And I'm like, "What's up?" He said, "You need something." And I looked at him and I said, "I want a beef burrito, but I'm a little worried." He said, "What are you worried about?" I said, "I don't think you got the energy to actually go get it." You know what he told me? He said he was burned out. I looked at him, I said, "You're not burned out." He said, "Well, how do you know?" I said, "Because I don't think you've ever been lit. Let me tell you something, you got to be the best of the best. You got to get lit." Now, what hasn't changed? We're in the middle of a pandemic. My favorite fast food restaurant hasn't changed. It's still Taco Bell. And while I don't get to go in and be asked what's up, I go through the drive-thru. And the first time I went through the drive-thru, the first thing I thought was, oh, it must be the masks they're wearing. Because I couldn't understand a word they said. Because I'm going through the drive-thru and I hear this. I'm like, what in the world? And then I thought, wait a minute, okay, they probably have that mask on. I go around, and by the way, something I always do if I don't understand you at a drive-thru is if you say this to me, I will come back and say to you, yeah, I want a chicken and a chicken. I just talk in broken so they don't understand me. But I thought, you know what? This isn't the time to be joking around. You know, the poor person, he's probably, he or she is wearing a mask. They're taking it. I walk up, I drive around. They have the mask and it's down on their chin. Some things haven't changed. Some people aspire to be the best of the best, while others, they just go through life. It's okay. But the true joy of life that's in the trip is enjoyed so much more when you do come to a detour and you ask yourself, either I'm going to enjoy the ride or I'm going to sit here and I'm going to complain about the ride. Let me share something. You're here tonight, the 12 of you, to be honored, the best of the best, because that's not the way you look at life. How many times have you ever heard somebody say this? And those of you that are being honored and those of you that are listening to this, parents, teachers, have you ever said this, "It is what it is"? No, it's not. The best of the best never say it is what it is. The best of the best say, it is what we make it. So I'm going to challenge you. You're just beginning your journey. You're in high school. So I just want to give you this advice, that what you go through in life, whether it be this pandemic, which is challenging us all, whether it be something not as serious as this, but it's a challenge. Just know that it's either going to make you bitter or better, stronger or weaker. For each of you being honored this evening, I say this: the best of the best, emerge from this letting the world know, letting your community know why you were honored tonight. You know why you were honored? Because you're going to emerge from this grateful. You will have learned so many things, and you're going to be smarter. You're going to emerge from this confident, because it's going to make you stronger. And I pray that you're going to emerge from this more determined, because you'll be more focused on what it is that truly is important. So yes, I'm not going to change this evening, 21 years later, as I address you and challenge you. Yeah, I want you to be better, and I want you to be stronger and smarter and focused and great. But here's what I want you to do. Enjoy the ride. Why? Because it's not how you start this life, and it's not how you finish this life. The true joy of life always has been and always will be in the trip. And if that trip gets a little bumpy, if that trip has some turns and some blind spots, guess what? It's still part of the trip. It'll make you better. It'll make you stronger. Enjoy the ride. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Steve. Enjoy the ride. One of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life. If you have never heard Steve talk before, Google his name, look up his video on YouTube called Enjoy the Ride. You'll be thankful you did. I know I talk about that speech often. Our family talks about it. We've heard it. I've known now Steve for going on 10 years and glad that he was able to take time out of his night to join us tonight. The nomination process for the ALL Mustang Award is run completely by the district. It is done so with Mr. Dan Krause at the center of it. He, being the Dean of Students, asks for nominations from all advisors and coaches. Each coach or advisor is recommended to submit their nomination, and then it's voted on by the coaches and the advisors. Then from there, Dan awards each month a male and female winner, of which are tonight's 12 honorees. And then the 12 honorees come forward to tonight, the banquet, which will choose one male and one female senior for the annual award and the scholarship that goes. Much question this year with my niece as one of the honorees. We are only a sponsor. In fact, we will soon have Dan here to announce the winnings, and I'm as eager to see as you probably are too. The interview process, unfortunately, was done in my office, and I would have rather done that personally, but the interview process was fantastic. And being that that process went so well, we've decided to use the part of my reading off the nomination and how each child responded to their nomination as their introduction and their moment of honoring each of the 12. So enjoy this. Had a nominator to this award. I want to read what they said, and I want you to respond what it means to you. Okay, you ready? Logan always treats his teachers, classmates, and underclassmen with respect. He is always the first person to step up and help someone in need and ask for nothing in return. He demonstrates a strong work ethic both inside and outside the classroom. He's an exemplary role model for our school and community. It's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that.
I'm very happy that someone sees that because I try really hard. I think it's really important to show love to everybody. That is what we're called to do. And I think that if people can see that I am doing that, it makes me feel very happy because I really try, no matter where I am, to show love to people, especially to those who are younger than me, because they're going to look up to us. And if there's someone, my age that is running around just doing really nasty stuff all the time, that's what they're seeing. So I like to show kids what the good side is and how you can have fun without doing bad things and showing love to everybody. So it's really nice that someone can see that I try to do that.
Your nominator had an amazing write-up about you. I wanted to quickly read it and see how you feel about it. So if you've already heard this, good for you. If you haven't, it'll be new to you now. So your nominator said, Mitchell has been an amazing help in the classroom and outside of the classroom for the FFA. He is internally motivated and matches the star qualities of our school. As an official in the FFA, he is showing great leadership at such a young age and can be seen leading others within the FFA. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel proud that people are able to see and have a response to a person being able to lead, especially in a great organization like the FFA that provides those opportunities for students.
So your nominator nominated you for this award by saying this. I want you to listen and then respond how you feel about it. I'm going to read it. Sarah constantly shows her drive and determination on the court and in the classroom. As an elected captain of the volleyball team, she's an outstanding leader. She leads by example every day in her work ethic, attitude, and passion for sports. In the classroom, she works hard every day and is always respectful and helpful to teachers and classmates. She is a role model for our younger athletes and students. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think I've worked hard in the classroom, obviously, and that's helped me be successful on the court. And leadership has been something that I've always worked towards, especially when I was younger in 7th grade, getting moved up in basketball. Like, I always wanted those younger girls to feel welcome, and I wanted to grow a successful program. So I think all of those things that were mentioned are just things I've always really worked hard on doing.
Share with you what your nominator said, and then I want you to tell me what you think and how you feel about that. I'm going to read it quickly. Sean is a veteran on the robotics team, but he has always taken on smaller roles and been in the background. This being Sean's senior year, he has taken on a large leadership role. He's doing a lot for the team to get them ready for the season to start. He's taking on a lot of his personal time to get the team ready to go. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I'm feeling very honored to be chosen for this award by the teacher. I am part of the Rogues team, and I'm proud that they feel that I'm ready to be a captain of the team and have been he's proud that I've put into that team because I worked really hard on it. I try hard to show my Mustang pride by helping create and develop the robot that we represent our school with at our competition in Minneapolis.
I want you to hear what your nominator said of this award, and then you're going to tell me what you think of it, okay? I'm reading it now. Victoria is a great leader on the cross-country team on and off the course. She gives 110% effort at practice and meets. She can be seen motivating her teammates and helping them out whenever needed. She has been running great races lately, been one of our top 2 runners at every meet and closing in on the top spot of the team. Her work ethic shows in her times, which has been improving each year. How's that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good, only because like the hard work that I do put in gets recognized, and that feels really good. I mean, it is a lot of hard work and a lot of like dedication because it's not. I had ran a half marathon, so 3 miles isn't that much to me anymore. But back then before I had ran the half marathon, it was a lot, and it's really hard sometimes, especially when you don't feel like it. But you just go out and you just run, and especially with the whole team there, it makes it so much better.
So I want to read what your nominator said for this award, and then I'm going to ask you for your reaction, and then that'll conclude our interview. So I'm going to read it now. Maddie scored 20 points, made 6 3-pointers, and a big win over Wabasso. Maddie is a captain on our basketball team and a great leader for our program. Maddie always works hard and has a positive attitude. Whether it is in a game, at a practice, or in the weight room, Maddie always displays the qualities of an exceptional leader. She is averaging 12 points per game while shooting close to 40% from the 3-point line. She's averaging almost 3 steals per game. She is in the top 20 in the state in made 3-pointers. She always works hard, has a positive attitude, and is a great teammate. Maddie's work ethic and attitude is a big reason for the team's success we're experiencing this season. What comes to mind? How do you feel?
I just think that through everything that you do in life, hard work will get you so far. And just knowing that you can never be the best that you can be, you can always be improving. And especially just having faith in God and giving him all the glory for everything that I accomplish in life, especially. And yeah, So I think that's just the basis of all the success I've had and everything that I've done is through that.
Fantastic. I read you your nominators' statement they submitted with the process to get you nominated for the ALL Mustang Award. After you hear it, I want you to tell me what you think of that statement. So here we go. Cale shows his dedication in the classroom. He is constantly engaged in the learning process. He's responsible and he's dedicated. He exudes humility and respect for himself, his peers, and his teachers. His humility and respect are taken with him to the football field, where he works hard to better himself and his teammates. What do you think?
It just makes me happy to see that someone else notices all the hard work I try putting in to schoolwork and just in everything else I do. It just puts a smile on my face knowing that I can make other people happy with what I can do.
Read your nominators' submission, and then you tell me how you feel about that, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. This is April's first year in robotics, but she has already taken over a key role on our team. We have already promoted her to team captain, which is usually saved for the seniors. April, being the team's business manager, has taken on a very large task of earning our team enough funding for the year, and she's already planning very big things for the team that they have never done before. April is always putting in maximum effort to achieve the things the team needs. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very happy. Like I said, I'm glad that I got to be a part of it, and never imagined myself winning this, not winning this award, but like having the opportunity to be mentioned with it, and got to have an amazing teacher that got me to be in it.
I'm just going to read you your nominators form and their nomination form that they submitted on your behalf, and I want you to respond with how that makes you feel. So your favorite teacher is quite descriptive, so yours is a little longer than most, so bear with me. Melissa has been a valued member of the volleyball team during her high school career and has consistently shown a positive attitude when encouraging and supporting her teammates. She was elected captain this year and did a great job displaying the qualities of teamwork, leadership, and organization. She has served on the student council and executive board for 2 years. She has helped with blood drives, food shelf collection, and homecoming activities. She challenges herself academically as well and is taking PSEO courses and the new LIFT course. She is an excellent role model to underclassmen. She's been involved in track. She's a quality runner and jumper, participating in the long jump, sprints, and various relays throughout the years. Although track and field can be a very individual sport at times, she is found constantly cheering on her teammates and helping them improve throughout the season. How does that make you feel?
When I read that, I was honestly really shocked because it was like really long compared to normal submissions, and I couldn't figure out who would say that about me. And I was thinking either Lael Dornsife, Michelle Melberg, or my track coach, because it was like a mix of all three of them. And I was just really surprised because I didn't know anyone knew that much about my life, and like I didn't know someone paid that much attention to me. And so I was just really shocked, and I didn't think I would be nominated for this. So I thought it was really cool and really nice that someone would say something about me like that. So
I want to read your nomination that got you the award of the ALL Mustang. And then after you hear it, tell me what you think about it and how it makes you feel. Let's see here. Grant is a senior on our wrestling team this year and is showing great leadership on and off the mat. He is a very respectful young man who competes at a high level for us, very caring and supportive of his teammates, and has been a great representative of our program and for the sport of wrestling. How does that make you feel?
It's nice to hear from my coach, especially because he was my coach when I was back in K through 6, so I've kind of had him the whole way through. So it's nice to hear him talk about me like that. Because like when wrestling was going on, I stepped up and tried to help everybody as much as I could if they lost or even won and got hurt. It's a good, nice feeling.
I am going to read off your nominator's submission, and then I'm going to ask you how you feel about that. So here I go. I'm going to read it quick. Isabella has made her presence known to the bold BLHS cross-country team. She works very hard at every practice. She came in this year, and right out of the gun, she was the number 3 runner on her team. She improved by leaps and bounds every meet. She is an awesome girl to have on the team. She is coachable and tries to improve her running every day, listening to the advice of coaches, trying new strategies for the race, and giving it her all every time. Bella's work ethic has always impressed me. Even on the days that she can't make it to practice, she makes an effort to work out on her own and continue to improve. Bella would be a great recipient of the ALL Mustang Award because she is dedicated to her sport and to her education. How does that make you feel?
Well, I really appreciate that she went out of her way to nominate me for this award. And I really just, it makes me feel good that someone would do that.
I am going to next read your nominator's form that made you eligible for the ALL Mustang Award, which you're a recipient of, and then I'm going to ask you how it makes you feel. Are you ready?
Yep.
Nico got going with the cross-country team a little late this year, but has been a contributing factor since his first day he started. He's such a strong runner, and he is fun to watch the competitive side come out. He loves to be the light-hearted one of the group. I can see that. But when it's time to put in the time, Nico has always been working hard to make the most of his practice. He's definitely is competitive when it comes to the race, and Nico can be seen outworking every competitor in each race. He started out running JV races, but quickly put himself in the ranks of the varsity boys, earning points and pushing fellow athletes to run their best. That's pretty cool right up for a freshman. How does that make you feel?
Oh, that makes me feel like, well, I didn't think I was going to be able to win it because, like, I'm competing against, like, a whole bunch of other great athletes and stuff like that, and I'm honored.
Now you can see what made me incredibly excited about interviewing these 12 talented, wonderful kids. At the beginning, scheduling them was an absolute nightmare. I remember trying to get them on my schedule, and with everything going along, thank goodness for Colin for helping me get those 12 on my schedule. After I was done, it ended up being a pure joy. I found that through their dedication and their aspirations, I became personally motivated through them. So I ended up delighted that I got to meet or renew my friendship with all 12. And by golly, what is there not to be proud of our district to have these 12 talented people? There's great stories, whether it had to do with snowmobiles or cars or Monopoly or Faith of God. Those 12 interviews were amazing. I hope you'll take the moment to do it. The time of the night is here. It's time for me to hand over the stage to Mr. Dan Kraus, our Dean of Students. He is going to be the one to bring our scholarship. You ready to go, Dan?
Thank you, Kyle. Normally, in a traditional year, we do have 16 candidates. We select one male and one female each month over a bunch of nominations that are done by all of the coaches and advisors throughout our district. The nominations can range anywhere from freshman to a senior. However, the end result is a $500 scholarship is awarded to one senior female and one senior male at the end of the year. The plaque that I have here, the winners that I will be announcing soon will be added to this plaque that will be hung up in the gymnasium at the Hector High School for everyone to see for years to come. And without further ado, our male recipient of the $500 scholarship and the ALL Mustang for 2019-2020 school year is Grant Pierce. Congratulations, Grant. Our female recipient of the 2019-2020 $500 scholarship of the ALL Mustang goes to Sarah Cockey. Congratulations, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. An amazing year. Congratulations to Grant and Sarah. You're very deserving. All 12 were amazing. Grant, Sarah, look for me to reach out to you tonight. I'll be trying to set up an interview as soon as we can, and we'll air that on our Facebook and YouTube channel very soon. I said this during the interview series, but I want to make sure I end with this. This is one of my favorite nights of the year. It is absolutely amazing to bring together the best of the best, put them in one spot, and enjoy. I enjoy it much more when I'm sitting next to you rather than this delivery style, but it makes me no less proud of you 12 than anybody else who's been nominated for this award in the past years. We have wonderful kids. Our district should be proud. Heck, our parents should be proud. Makes me happy with all the news media going on right now that we can have a moment like this to celebrate the best of the best. And actually the best of the best of our wonderfully small but yet very dynamic communities. Before I sign off, I think I'd also like to reach out to the class of 2020. Realize the last 60 to 90 days has not gone the way that you thought this would go. Don't let that weigh you down. Just as Steve told you, be grateful for your opportunities, continue to push forward, and by golly, make this just one moment and one memory in a lifetime of fun. Before I leave, my thanks to the district. They do a fantastic job with this program all year long. They make us look good just being no more than a sponsor. And by golly, good night. And I hope to see you in person next year in 2021.